Now, let's move on to our next conspiracy story and theory. Now, this is the infamous Meredith Marks versus Monica Garcia. Who do we think is telling the truth? This because the DMs came from, in my opinion, one of the two camps. I don't think the DMs came from a random stranger or a random super fan or a random uh, you know, ghost account. I do think that they were planted. Now, it was either planted by Meredith Marks' camp or it was planted by Monica Garcia's camp, right? So let's dive into this a little bit more because Monica's ex-friends are coming out and basically exposing her. So this is from All About the Truth. It says Monica Garcia can't escape the drama even if she tried. The Bravo newbie was feeling the heat after Tuesday's episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, as many came for her on social media. Let's break down the latest allegations against Monica and see what the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City newbie has to say for herself. So Meredith Marks calls out Monica over the DM drama. The Real Housewife of Salt Lake City OG appeared on Tuesday's Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, where she addressed the DM drama with Monica over messages they received about co-star Angie. Meredith said, and I also have the clip of this, so we'll go through it and then we can watch the clip, okay? Given that the messages were all about information Monica had told me about on the airplane back from Palm Springs, she's the only one I called because I wasn't trying to spread rumors. I was just discussing with her the information she had given me that I was sent documentation of. So it was documentation about a conversation that the two of you had already had, Andy asked. Meredith replied, all the information that I did not know until that conversation. Andy then asked, did you think they were from Monica? Did it not seem like a coincidence? No, I really didn't. It didn't cross my mind that anyone would do that. Meredith explained, noting that she did find all of it coincidental, but didn't think too much about it. Okay. Fans then questioned why anyone would DM Monica about Angie. Now, this is the screenshot on this page. It's the very last tweet. And then I'll tell you what I think about what this person said, and then we'll watch the clip of Meredith from Watch What Happens Live, okay? So here we go. The weirdest part about Monica Garcia getting anonymous DMs about Angie is that her casting hadn't been confirmed to the public during filming. So why would some rando be sending her tea in the first place? Hashtag Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. At that housewife guys tweeted. Looks like Lisa Barlow couldn't help but agree as she replied, that's what I said to her in person. All right, now a couple of things. I agree with this tweet where it's the public didn't really know about Monica Garcia. However, with that being said, because I do think it came from one of the two camps, either Meredith's camp or Monica's camp, I personally think it came from Monica's camp. I know that might be an unpopular opinion. I don't think it came from Meredith Marks. And I'll get into more of why I think that. But, I know a lot of people think it came from Meredith, but I think it came from Monica. But to this tweet, though, yes, John Q. Public didn't know that Monica was confirmed, but that doesn't mean that the people in Salt Lake City didn't know. Like, obviously, people in their inner circles, the publicists, the people that they go to restaurants with, the glam squad, all of that. The people in that world obviously knew Monica was filming for the show. So just because the public, you and I didn't know, it doesn't mean that other people outside of the cast didn't know. Production knew. You know what I mean? So I don't think that anybody outside of either somebody from Meredith or Monica did it, but just because it wasn't known to the public that Monica was filming, a lot of people knew she was filming. So that doesn't really negate that it could have been somebody outside of the two camps. You got to really think about this stuff. Now, let's watch Meredith on Watch What Happens Live, what her response was. And this is why I believe Meredith, because I believe her when she is speaking about the stuff. Her body language to me seems like she's telling the truth, where Monica just seems like she's always lying and denying and crying. Lying, denying, and crying. Okay, we'll get into it. So let's watch Meredith on Watch What Happens Live. Okay, so what did you guys think? Do you think she was telling the truth? I did. And to be honest with you, Monica is more of a liar than Meredith is. And even to back that up, one of Monica's ex friends has, taken to her Instagram account to expose Monica. I have that video clip and we will watch it. So let's keep going on the story and then we can watch. Okay, so now it's saying, da, 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 da. Okay. So another fan added, her story sounded too planned out when recited to Angie and Lisa. Meanwhile, another fan shared a different theory. I'm going with Jen Shaw, told Monica all of this before the season started, and Monica did the DMs and tried to set up Meredith, dot, 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 or not. And fans are continuing to question, why would anybody DM Monica about Angie? So again, bringing in the Jen Shaw aspect makes sense. Now, this is the thing, okay? I was noodling on the idea of, is there a way that Jen Shaw is behind this? Either behind this or at some point was working with Monica. Maybe they had a falling out, maybe they didn't. Because if you really think about it, Monica has strategically gone against Lisa Barlow, who Jen Shaw was very much beefing with and in a fight with. And then she's also strategically gone against Angie K, who we all know Jen Shaw and Angie K had a huge falling out and a huge beef. Because remember the last season that Jen was on the show, Angie K called her out for not paying the $15,000 when they had Coach Shaw's birthday party at her house. But remember that I personally thought Angie was reaching. It's like, you don't offer to host a party at your house and then 5 months later be like, you didn't pay me. Like, girl, you should have had that all figured out before, and you just wanted camera time because you wanted to be a snowflake. So I would like to know what the status is and or was the relationship between Jen Shaw and Monica, because Monica has gone for Lisa Barlow's neck every chance she gets, and Monica has been the only person to actually expose Angie K on this show, not Meredith. Monica was the one who said that Angie K's husband was sleeping with men and cheating on her. Monica was the one who brought up on camera they're a part of the Greek mafia, that they have all this debt, they owe the IRS, thousands of dollars, they've gone into bankruptcy, their business is shady and all of this stuff. The only person who has actually brought anything to the show against Angie K has been Monica, not Meredith. And I wonder if it's either Jen Shaw fed all of this stuff to Monica before, if they're still in cahoots or something is going on. Like, I know that, Monica was like, yeah, about the whole I was going to be a witness against her. I had this funds in the Fed. She told me about all that. But to me, I don't think Jen Shaw is harping on that, because Jen Shaw pled guilty and she's in prison. I think that Jen Shaw would hold more of a grudge against someone that went against her on the show, because that's her ego. Do you know what I mean? And when you think about it, Monica has really systematically gone after people that Jen Shaw has an issue with. So there might be something to that. Do you know what I mean? And sure, she smiles in Angie's face, but every chance she is the one stabbing Angie in the back over and over and over and over and over again. So I do think there might be something to that, okay? Bravo chat room on Insta then shared, Monica made the Finsta, sent them to Meredith and herself, and is now playing stupid. Production told Meredith to ask Monica about the DMs, solidifying her snowflake status. Fans accuse Monica of lying about having family in Bermuda. It seems that some Real Housewives of Salt Lake City's fans believe that Monica lied about having plans to see her family in Bermuda, and she did so for attention and a storyline. Hot take. I think Monica had no plans to even see her family and lied about the whole thing for viewer sympathy because she knows a storm is coming. Bravo chat room shared on Instagram. Others felt there was something fishy about Monica's story concerning her family, with others claiming they got the feeling Monica didn't want viewers to see her family in Bermuda. I don't think Monica ever had any family in Bermuda to begin with, someone else tweeted. Another fan theorized Monica's family probably didn't want to be on camera. That's what I think. I think that Monica's extended family or family, after Linda was like, listen, Monica has lost her damn mind. She's out in these streets lying, crying, denying, disrespecting. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want you to be embarrassed. Let's bow out. That's what I think happened. I do think she probably has some extended family in Bermuda. I do think her mom was trying to help her. But I think once Monica showed herself and her mother realized, I can't control you, she was like, you need to back out on this. Abort, abort, abort. Okay? One of Monica's former friends is coming for her in a new video posted on social media. The friend alleges that Monica is known to lie to get attention. She also insists that she never once heard Monica mention having family in Bermuda. She also notes that Monica is known to have burner accounts and often sends herself DMs and text messages. Oof. This one is a good one. So instead of me reading it, I'm just going to let you guys listen to it from the horse's mouth because you know I have the clip. This is Monica's ex-friend spilling all of the tea. So here we go.
I'm watching the new episode, and I'm just going to say this. If this woman is willing to call me in the middle of the night and tell me after a fight and not being spoken to for a few days in full tears and tell me that her daughter got hit by a car, so I get up out of my sleep and I start to head there, she calls me right back. Don't be mad. She didn't get hit by a car. I just knew that was the only way that you would talk to me. There's your new housewife. And in 4 years of friendship with her, I never heard of a single family member in Bermuda. I heard of an auntie in Arizona, and I heard of an uncle and his son in Boston. Bermuda? Never. Okay, now I'm on the part where they are, spoiler alert, by the way, they're sitting at dinner and Monica's saying, we did hear that. This is what Monica does. She groups you, right? We said that. Meredith didn't say shit. Meredith's like, I never said that. She's like, we did talk about that. Okay, she was sitting there while you brought it up, bitch, in the last episode. But we did talk about this. Here's the thing about Monica. She has a lot of burner accounts, and she likes to send herself text messages. She likes to send herself DMs. She probably sent those DMs to herself and then sent them to Meredith and then sent them to whoever else from her freaking burner accounts. Keep it cute. Just saw Heather's last confessional. Now, mind you, when I do confessionals, I'm not sitting in the room listening. Usually I just style the hair and leave. So I'm watching it for the first time with everyone else. So, but I just saw Heather's confessional with the theory that I just said. And yes, boo, it was Monica. It was Monica. I'm going to say maybe it was Monica. Because I can't confirm, right? Can't confirm. But more than likely, it was your girl.
Yeah, so I believe Tanisha, and Tanisha used to do Monica's hair. And that's why she said, she's like, I don't sit in with the confessionals. I just do the hair and leave. So she's known Monica, like she said, for about 4 years. And they were friends and they had some big falling out. So she doesn't care about spilling all of the tea. Now, this is what I think happened. I agree 100% with Tanisha. I think that Monica is the one who planted the seed because I also believe Meredith with what Meredith said in Watch What Happens Live. So this is what I basically think happened. I think that for whatever reason, whether it's because of Jen Shaw, she's on some I'm gonna help the Jen Shaw get back with against Angie and also low key against Lisa Barlow. That's why she's been going so hard against her. But I don't know if it's in cahoots with Jen or just she has this information. So she's like, well, I have the information. I'm just going to use it to like make my mark and to be, the pot stirrer and then to also turn around and be the victim as well. You know what I mean? Whatever the reason is, I think that Monica planted the seed with Meredith, just like Meredith said when they were on the plane back from Palm Beach or from Palm Springs. Because as we know, Angie and Meredith were at odds and they were beefing and they were fighting. So she knew I could bring this information to Meredith about Angie, and Meredith will probably take the bait because they're beefing. So then once she plants that seed with Meredith on the plane, then all of a sudden they're all out hanging out and everything. And then they're talking about because Meredith said that she never said Angie was a part of the Greek mafia. She was talking about the history of Salt Lake City when they were walking. She made some comment about the Greek mafia, and it was Monica was the one that said, "Oh, do you think Angie's family was in it?" And to be honest with you, saying that Angie is a part of the Greek mafia sounds way more like something Jen Shaw would say, not something Meredith Marks would say. Like the whole thing about bankruptcies and owing the IRS. Okay, fine. I could see Meredith doing something like that. Like with Lisa's like SEC filing, sure. But the Greek mafia sounds more like something a Jen Shaw would think of. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then also, then what I think happened was just like Tanisha said, Monica has her burner accounts, and just like the other comment, the public didn't know Monica was going to be on the show, but Monica, the other ladies in their inner circles knew. And so she starts DMing Meredith. They have the conversation. Meredith takes the bait and she's like, "Oh, I got these DMs. Did you get these DMs?" Getting more information, just like she said on Watch What Happens Live. I talked to Monica about it because Monica was the one who brought it up to me. So that's why I called her to talk about it. She was planting those seeds first, you see? And so then what happened was, in my opinion, my theory is in the last couple of episodes. So not this episode, but the last one. Remember when it's Meredith and Monica brings up the DMs and the Greek mafia and the bankruptcies, all the alleged business fraud, right? And Meredith then doesn't take the bait. She's like, "What? I get so many DMs. I don't know what you're talking about." Because Meredith is smart and strategic. There's no way Meredith is going to say anything on camera that could come back to her for her to be sued. She's not going to say anything off camera either because she's really smart. She's going to, you know what I mean? And when she didn't take the bait, that is when Monica's face was like, crap. Well, like, now what am I going to do? Because I was going to use Meredith to get all this stuff out here. And now I'm the one holding the bag. And then on the last episode, then you have to think about this. Why would Monica ask Lisa Barlow, of all people who she's been beefing with, fighting with, doesn't like, you're this, you're old, you're ugly, you're decrepit, everybody, she's going to go to Lisa to meet her family? Or did she go to Lisa to say, "Oh, I want you to meet my family," to butter her up, to then be like, "Oh, and by the way, because I know you still beef with Meredith." Because remember, Lisa was telling everybody, "I don't trust Meredith. I'm having her at arm's length." So then she goes to Lisa and is like, "Oh, by the way, Meredith said this to me." And then Lisa Barlow, I used to love her, but girl, she took the bait. because she's still in her feelings about Meredith. She takes the bait. Meredith is horrible. And then when in the moment she says, "Oh, Meredith is setting you up," you see on Monica's face like, "Oh, this is how I can spin this." Like she gets the idea on her face then. Like, "Oh, this is how I can spin this. I can say it was Meredith was the one who was setting me up." Because then, do you remember same episode when Angie then goes to talk to Monica about what happened? She says, "Well, and I didn't say this to Lisa, but it just occurred to me when I was like thinking about everything. It was Meredith who called me, and that's why I looked at the DMs, and it was really her setting me up." And I was like, "Girl, we just saw the whole thing. Lisa Barlow just gave you that idea, and you could see it on her face when she was like, 'Oh, this is what I could do.'" I don't think that Meredith is setting up these burner accounts and sending documentation to everybody. I think it's Monica, because this also reminds me of the whole last season with Jen Shaw, the Lisa Barlow SEC filings, and the Whitney Rose bringing certain rumors about Lisa to the show as well, because it's the same exact thing when Jen Shaw had her burner accounts and everything going on. Because remember, Meredith at first was really pissed at Jen. She was like, "Oh, you're creating all these social media accounts to attack my family. You're going after my son." But then when they had a bigger common enemy, Lisa Barlow, all of a sudden Meredith was like, "Okay, water under the bridge. I'm going to join you, Jen, to throw Lisa under the bus." And when Whitney said tonight, "Oh, I think it's Meredith because I did the same thing for you, Meredith, last season about Lisa." In my mind, I was like, "No, you didn't." Because again, we have to remember the rumors that Meredith was saying she heard about Lisa, about like the SEC filings and all this other stuff about distribution um Vita tequila. Those were different rumors than what Whitney brought to the show. Whitney brought other shows about doing sexual favors and all of this other stuff, and doing sexual favors for jazz tickets, and she said she heard it at some game and all of this, and she was bringing all this stuff into it, and she was like, "Heather, you heard the rumors too?" Heather was like, "I never heard that." These were two separate groups of rumors. Even Meredith, when they were drinking the white wine, was like, what? I never heard that, but okay." They were two separate groups of rumors, but Whitney is so nitwitted in her head. I don't know if she just doesn't understand that they were saying two different things, or if she's just really that manipulative and such a liar to try to conflate the two. But the rumors that Meredith brought to the show, I think, are rumors that her and Jen Shaw either found out or they came up with to go against Lisa. But the rumors that Whitney brought to the show against Lisa, they were two different rumors. And that's when Meredith was like, "I never said that, Whitney. You're the one who came to my house saying stuff." They were two different sets of rumors. And so when I was like, "Whitney, Meredith didn't tell you to do anything. You came to her house talking about Lisa doing sexual favors and all this and for jazz tickets and everything else. And you said that your friend told you at whatever game you guys were at." And then Heather was like, "I never heard that." Remember, it was like the guy, like the really like important rich guy in Salt Lake City. So it's giving those types of vibes. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that I don't know. I think it's coming from Monica's camp. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's coming from Monica's camp, or do you think it's coming from Meredith's camp? I tend to believe the former friend Tanisha about her having burner accounts. And I also believe her story about Monica lying and saying that her daughter got hit by a car. I know people, well, I know people, but I distance myself from people who are exactly like that. They will make up the most diabolical, crazy lie just to get you to do what they want. You know what I mean? So, to me, Monica is very dangerous. She's very scary. There's an evilness that is going on here, but it's all in my mind, it's all coming together. People using people and why they're going to certain people. It just doesn't make any sense. And Monica And the wrench in Monica's plan was that Meredith didn't take the bait. She didn't join in talking. And her friend Tanisha was spot on with her assessment. Monica kept saying, we did. And Meredith's like, no, we didn't. And if you watch the footage, Meredith, again, did not say a single thing about Angie. It was all Monica. And then even to further that point, at the dinner table on last night's or the last episode, Monica then went and spilled even more rumors at the table when she was just like, oh, they're saying you're all in this type of debt with the IRS and this and this and this and this. Monica didn't need to repeat that again and double down and then add more rumors to it when Meredith didn't say anything. You see what I'm saying? You got to really think about who is actually bringing all of this stuff to the show. It's Monica. 100%. So I think it's coming from her. That's kind of where I land on that. But I want to know what you guys think. So be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Dun, 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 dun. So with that,